Welcome to our introduction to Medical Sales Coach for Salesforce.com, presented by ISM. One of the things we wanted to solve when creating a product specifically for medical sales was what are some of the common issues that sales reps are facing in the field related to selling medical devices and medical products. One of the things that we hear over and over again is that there's constant pressure to maintain relevance, meaning doctors don't want to meet with reps anymore that aren't helping them in some way benefit either their clinical practice or their business overall. And so this means that reps need tools that help them to be relevant and to maintain their subject matter expertise. Secondly, field reps need what we call actionable intelligence. That is, that information from other parts of the organization, sales data, things like that, that give them not only information, but tell them this is something they need to take action on. Third, field time must be focused for maximum results, meaning that when sales reps decide to spend time in their territory, they need to spend that time with those customers that they can have the most significant impact with. And finally, reps need tools that are easy to use and relevant. Based on this, Medical Sales Coach was built on top of Salesforce.com. Salesforce.com is the leading provider of Salesforce automation solutions in the cloud. Recently, Salesforce reported that they have roughly 104 paying customers. This represents a very dynamic ecosystem that is constantly being improved and where significant innovation is taking place on a daily basis. Second part of this is that Salesforce recently reported that they have $2 billion in annual running revenue from their cloud business. So Salesforce is the first cloud company ever to exceed $2 billion in annual run rate of $2 billion. And finally, and probably more importantly than run rate or even number of customers, is the results that actual customers report. In this slide, you'll see that Salesforce recently or periodically surveys their customers, and these are the kinds of results that these customers experience. For the medical sales professionals, some of these that we think are important are the increase in sales revenue, as well as the increase in sales productivity, which is one of the key things that we focus on with the medical sales product. Medical Sales Coach is built on the leading platform, Salesforce.com, but it does 4 additional things. Number one, we focus on what we call data-driven coaching. Again, this is providing data, bringing data from other parts of the organization and interpreting it in a way that reps can take advantage of. Secondly, this leads into customer coaching, which gives reps very specific insight into what customers are doing and what purchase trends are impacting their results with those customers. This finally creates territory coaching, which is the way that the reps should spend their time in their territory to achieve maximum results. And finally, this all culminates in field selling tools and offline capability with iPad and things like that that enable them to access this information when they're in the field. So data-driven coaching is this idea of providing what we call, again, actionable data. And actionable intelligence is really just this idea of interpreting data on behalf of our sales reps so that they can take action on the data rather than having to spend time interpreting it or analyzing it. So in this example, you can see that these dashboards give the rep very clear insight into what's happening in their territory based on actual sales data. This means that we are bringing this information in from back-end systems like JD Edwards and SAP and other Great Plains and other systems like that. But more importantly than just bringing in sales data, we are formatting that data or interpreting it in a way that they can take action on. So in this case, you can see in sales leaders that the sales rep is performing very well in certain sales categories or certain product categories compared to their annual goal. But in certain categories, they're also declining or they're diminishing. You'll also see on the right-hand side under top 10 decliners that we're telling the rep that these are key accounts that are declining based on actual sales data. And again, the rep can take action on what to do with those accounts. This leads into what we call customer coaching, which is what's actually driving those trends. So in this screen, you can see the actual customer record that we drilled into. And down at the bottom, we have what we call the sales metrics. And so again, we're focused on providing actionable data or interpreted data. So in this case, we're telling the rep that this is something you need to pay attention to, that the monthly performance and the annual performance of this account are declining. But this doesn't tell the whole story. This just gives them a sense that there's a problem, but this doesn't tell them why. And so one part of this is the ability to drill down further into what we call the sales leaders and actually identify by product category where is the decline coming from. You can see in this example that the majority of the decline is coming from one specific product decline. And in this case, as a sales rep, I'd want to find out why that's happening. Is this doctor no longer performing those cases? Or has a competitor displaced me? What's causing that decline? And then very clearly, I can take action on this and focus very clearly on what I need to do with this account to address this decline. So again, it's all about providing actionable data. Well, this then rolls up into territory coaching or territory routing. And in this example, you can see that inside Medical Sales Coach, we can combine or route accounts based on their geography and or other attributes. And so in this case, I have a route named Route 1, which is a group of 6 customers based in Irvine, California. And this route is represented by a certain dollar amount of the monthly sales of these particular accounts. So I can group these accounts, but more importantly, I can decide from a scheduling point of view, where am I going to be on any particular day? What routes am I going to spend my time in? And based on the time I'm going to spend in those routes, where are those accounts physically located on a map? So territory routing and coaching does several things. One, it allows the rep to group those accounts into groups that they can take action on. Secondly, it allows them to schedule those routes and manage more efficiently what time they're going to spend in their territory and where they're going to spend it. And third, they can see that information geographically. But what territory routing also does is it lays the foundation for the rep to take advantage of other Salesforce tools like email campaigns and other things. And they can actually pre-email their customers in certain routes and maximize their scheduled time by filling in their calendar with customers they may not have seen in a while. So again, it's taking the data that's available to the rep, but it's making it easier for the rep to execute on that data, making it easier for them to maximize their time in territory. And finally, this information is available in field selling tools, on tools like the iPad. It's available in an offline environment, meaning when they don't have internet, they can access this information. And they can also use the iPad to present other relevant subject matter to physicians and other things. So again, it's allowing the rep to maintain their subject matter expertise and maintain that relevance with the physician. So I'd like to just thank you for taking a few minutes to watch this video. As I mentioned earlier, Medical Sales Coach for Salesforce.com provides a fully integrated system to provide reps with actionable intelligence. It provides customer and territory coaching, as well as the ability to access this information when they're offline or disconnected in the field. And finally, and very important, it's easy to use and relevant. So like I said, thank you for taking a few minutes. Medical Sales Coach is available on our website. You can learn more about that at www.ismsystems.com. We also offer 30-day free trials if you'd like to actually experience the product if you're using Salesforce. If you're not using Salesforce, we have other trials available so you can actually demo and trial Salesforce as well. Again, thank you for your time, and we look forward to talking with you further.